Hello folks, and welcome to another weekly vlog. This is hardly very exciting to look at, is it? Right, I'm always on about this. I thought I'd show you it. So, Isaac's exam timetable. So you can see on there that every day they have 3 exams. Apart from the first day they had 2. This is where we're at. We're on Monday, so today he's had geography, Spanish and maths. Tomorrow's the last day. He has physics, RE and Irish. So this isn't like the stuff that takes the big amount of notes. Right, let me just show you what I did in physics notes. Right folks, they give you out the revision guide, which is this. So let me show you. This is just a few of the pages because I've taken out the pages of the stuff he's done. So it's telling you the week commencing and what you should be learning that week. Might I also add, they don't give it to you at the beginning of that week, you get it later. Every subject has got stuff they should be doing each week. So you get my drift for every subject. They don't give it out when it's due. Then, this is an example, this is physics. There are 4 of these that I've done out. Printed out, filled in. I tell you the amount of ink I've used. So that's just for heat. This one is for energy, highlighted important stuff, filled stuff in. There's one for light, there's one for, what's that one, sound. So I've done all these out. I mean, that's a lot of pages there. Then, oh shut up, for God's sake, there's someone outside the house. Oh, they're going to bark. Isaac's probably just back. Right, well I can't tell you anything now, can I? Right, so Isaac's back. That's what all that noise was about. There were kids outside. So then, the teacher, physics teacher, gives them this, which is like, I've filled it in red. So that it gives them a booklet with exactly what they need to learn for the test, half of which, might I add, Isaac hadn't filled in his book because he'd missed classes, or he'd been off, and it wasn't caught up with. So I've been having an absolute nightmare trying to fill this. So anyway, that's filled in. He's got physics tomorrow. He's got RE tomorrow. So that's probably the least hard. It's probably the second easiest exam after home economics.
And what was really good?
So he has to, well, we'll see when you get your result how easy it was. Miracles, nature miracles, healing miracles, raising the dead, all about Judaism,
That's it.
symbols of Judaism, all about Abraham and Moses. Waste of fucking time if you ask me.
I agree.
And Irish, can't get this out. Just thought I've done nothing but moan about this, but I haven't shown you. So, right, let me give you an example of a word. Right, I'm going to read this sentence to you. Can you see it? Or, Isaac, how do you ask what colour is your hair?
Is it?
Kendath ata ardo.
Kendaf ara ardo hodge gruga.
Hodge.
Hodge gruga.
Hodge. Look at it. Hodge gruiga. It's like Tamo Hodge gruiga Dawn. So it's right, here we go. Tame emo honi. Honi. This is will. Ka will to ido honi. Will honi. You see what I mean?
Get family. That's a good.
Oh, Jesus, yes, family. Let's have a look for that. So this is just little bits. So obviously I've typed all this out. It's right. Read that, Isaac. That.
Me Jinya ata edo holok.
Howlock. That says howlock. Tatri or imo howlock. I mean, really? Look at the state of this. How do you say brother and sister?
Sister is Jarher and brother is Jarher.
So tomorrow, I mean, that's how you say where we're from, Ballymena, Ballyamana, but look at it.
Glenravel is just Glenravel.
Look at that word there.
Cricknian.
Creeknian. I mean, really? So this is what he needs to know for tomorrow, just for Irish. That's example so that we can test that he knows it. I took those out of his book. I mean,
The rest of those are easy.
honestly, I don't know, Isaac, how much is going to be on it. Why did they not give... Are you sure there was no revision guide for
100%.
Irish? Because there was for Spanish, and you were
100%.
able to cut a ton of stuff off your Spanish revision. Did you learn everything that was on the Spanish paper?
Yes.
Right, so you were happy with that.
Boom.
But see, all this like sausages, chicken, steak, all this palaver, that might not be on it. It says in your revision guide, this is the problem, guys, they give you a revision guide out. And it's got like, this is an example, Spanish. That food and drink vocabulary was not on the test. Here, places in town was not on the test, but kids are wasting time learning it. So for Irish,
You want to show them what the writing was like, what the teacher did in our Spanish?
yeah, you can get it if you want. So this one is the Irish. So that's what they're wanting them to learn every day. Oh, why is it you have to be able to do that piece of writing about yourself and spell everything? So on this, details on myself, describing other people, family, school, subjects, adjectives. Right, this is the one. Reading section. All different kinds of shops and what you buy in them.
That's quite tricky.
The house types, where they're situated, rooms and furniture.
Also tricky.
Exactly, Isaac. So, you know, I guarantee you that there'll be something on there that's not in it. It's like, so you see what I mean, folks? You see why we're getting, like, stressed with the sheer amount of crap. But he's only got 1 day left. So, that's his piece of writing on himself.
It has to be put into paragraphs too. And I think I didn't need that much. I think you put down too much.
Yeah, but Isaac, I wanted to put down.
Yeah.
That's mine, by the way. That's my crack at Irish. So I like wrote down everything that. Let me tell you what it says. My name is Isaac. I am 13 years old.
Do you want me to do it?
No, I'm trying to.
Got it? Okay.
I am quite short and slim. I am kinchak. Is that chatty?
Yep.
And friendly. I have got brown hair and
Brown.
Jirak August. Alright, so straight
Brown,
straight and
hair.
quite long hair. I have got blue eyes. I have 3 people in my family, no brothers, no sisters. Nice. I'm reading Irish, folks, honestly. So, I mean, look, I live in Glenravel.
Tell me your whole name, Gravel.
It's like, really? So, today we have to do Irish revision, physics revision, and RE revision.
This is one of the better pages in the Spanish.
So this is the Spanish teacher filled this out and then put it up on the like website they use. Look at this woman's writing.
That's one of the better pages.
I'm sorry, but she's expecting children to learn off this when I can't read some of it. It's like, why? Maybe it's just me, but I do not think that's particularly tidy writing for a teacher. I mean, no. I mean, this. Now, I know that's Sano, but that could be an R. You know what I mean? It's like, at least, but look. Right. Let's stay. Is it that or that? You know what I mean? But it had Spanish today. We looked over it and you feel it went okay.
Yeah, the final page was the hardest. It was all about the describing where you lived. But the thing is, the pictures that they put for it were crap. So you couldn't tell what the pictures were.
Right, the pictures were in that booklet 3. I'll guarantee you I know what the pictures looked like. Hang on.
There was a really weird square on the top. I think I got them all right.
I bet the pictures look like that.
Yeah.
That is booklet 3, which you've lost.
Wait, I got that. I think I got them all right.
So you were had to pick a describing word for a village based on a picture.
Yeah,
but
really
that's not fair. They should write down what the English is.
Oh wait, I got that one wrong. So I've got one wrong because I wrote musicals in a Tranquillo because I didn't know what that bird was.
Yeah, because it showed little probably musical notes.
Yeah, it was a bird with a musical note.
How are you supposed to know that means tranquil if you haven't seen the bloody booklet?
I don't know.
Oh, but you see, Problem is, Isaac, that is the booklet that you lost, that you needed to be able to revise for that. So he's lost points for something because he didn't have the booklet. Now, I printed this out because Callum, I got his mum to send me it through. See all these little images? So, he had a picture there of a bird with a musical note, and it's supposed to signify tranquil, so quiet. And he didn't know what the picture was, so he wrote musical. Well, how can a town be musical, Isaac? You're describing a town. So anyway, I don't really think that's fair, personally. But there you go. Right, so let me go and put all this away. Get Isaac, honest to God. And get this revision started for tonight. Thank God for the last time.
Oh my god, it is!
Right, I shall check in with you guys later. Hello. It is Tuesday. I'd usually be saying to you, welcome to a new weekly vlog. I'm squinting, sorry it's sunny. But I recorded a little bit yesterday. I'm always talking about Isaac and his revision, but I'd never filmed any of what you've been doing before, so I tried to do a little bit yesterday, although it wasn't the subjects with... I should have showed you history or geography, but I did show you Irish. That's a pretty rare one. We are going to that place that he really likes called Pizza Parlour. They do other stuff besides pizza, just as a little treat. He doesn't know, just to say like, well done for working hard for your exams. I'm sure he'll be glad to not have to sit for 2 hours every night studying stuff that he's not interested in. No more waffling. I'll switch you off now. I'll switch you back on. I'll obviously film more dinners tonight because I'm sad like that, and I shall speak to you later. Right, this is lit up now. Right, I'm gonna switch you off. I forgot to film our dinner like I said I would. And the greed continued. Banoffee pie, hot chocolate fudge cake, and ice cream. Hello, it is Friday evening. Do I look any clearer than usual? I've got my phone upgrade. My once every 3 years phone upgrade. So I don't get to change it again now till 2027. Oh dear God. So Isaac's now the proud owner of an iPhone. Yeah! So you get my old one, which is just, it's a good phone. But if you get to change it every 3 years, why wouldn't you?
I'm gonna have a good ringtone now.
So this is the first thing I feel like. Yeah, see there. I feel like I'm really close. I hate where this thing is. I'm forever going to blame Darren on that. I don't like it. It's the most unflattering angle in the world, and it's too close to my face. I liked it here.
Can't have it there though. You could done it there.
Yeah. We are going to Scouts. Well, Isaac's going to Scouts. I am going to Dunelm to get... It's a home furnishing store. My back support pillow has supported for long enough. It's sort of like fallen in on itself. It's not really supportive anymore, and I've had a really bad back.
Can Molly have it in her bed now?
No, she cannot. I was going to use it upstairs in the bed myself for a pillow. Jesus Christ, them dogs get everything. My bloody good cushions and cushion covers are dog beds.
They always like your good cushions.
Yeah, I know they do, and they stink the whole house up. Now they're getting my Dunelm back support pillow. They don't need it. They've got plenty.
Have they got plenty?
So my sciatica has been playing up for the past at least week, maybe 2. I can't remember. So I need, and the weather is not, well, to be honest, the last couple of days have been cold, but the weather had been quite warm, so I couldn't put the heated pad on because that would have just sent me over the edge. Today, the engineer was meant to come out. We were promised the engineer would come out.
Promised this week.
We were promised earlier this week he would be out.
Last week for this week.
Yeah, last week they said he'd be out this week. This is the engineer that told us he was finished, that hasn't a clue what he's doing. We discovered, I don't know if I told you, I don't think I did. It was really cold a couple of nights ago, and like I say, I've had a sore back, so I went to put the heating on, we haven't had the heating on since the engineer was last here, and the heating comes on upstairs but it doesn't come on downstairs, so we've got no heating downstairs in the house. So he's done something on it. When we called, the woman says, oh, he's down here, he says that he needs to go back to finish a job, and Darren says no, he said he'd finished, and besides, if he had to finish a job because it's something serious like heating, he would have been out really quickly, and at this stage he hadn't been in a few weeks. So last week they said he'd definitely be out next week, the week we're on right now. It's Friday. Darren phoned this morning, and as you can imagine, made his dissatisfaction.
It's Thursday, where is it? Oh, we'll be here tomorrow, we'll be here tomorrow.
They don't come out on weekends, is it? Not for this. Anyway, it did, after being promised multiple times, they never came. So it's just crap. With no heating, and when you have a sore back and it's like any sort of muscular related, if you're cold your muscles tense, you know what it's like. So that's all really I can tell you that's been going on. Much frustration. I didn't get my rock fit done today, and I feel guilty when I don't do it, because I feel like, right, that's half a stone on. I had the audacity this evening to have boiled rice and some chicken and peppers and mushrooms. When Darren was cooking tea, I had what they had, and celery. But given that I'm normally eating like salads or salad sandwiches or like 0% fat Greek yogurts with fruit in, you know, it was obviously more substantial than I've been eating. So what was it I ate? Yes, we went out on Tuesday night to celebrate Isaac's end of exams, which you will have seen in the vlog. And I stepped on the scale. I'm not lying, I swear to God I'm not lying. I stepped on the scales the next morning, and I was 2 pounds heavier. And I thought, right,
Is that a lot?
for one meal, yes. What seems to happen is, and I'm thinking, did I even eat 2 pounds in weight of food? I don't think I did. Lasagna, chips, and some ice cream, and a banoffee. Yes, I went a bit too far, but what can we say?
Yes, you got all excited.
But 2 pounds. So anyway, one of them's gone. I think I'm down to where I started last week. This is why you're told only weigh yourself once a week. But I like to know what makes me put on weight and what helps me lose it, so I weigh myself most days, to be honest. And it's really slow going. On a really, really good week, I'll lose 2 pounds, which is what they say is a healthy weight loss. And people will say, well, you know, it'll stay off, it's healthier. It's like, no, because the minute I stop eating like a rabbit, it'll come straight back on again. It won't stay off. And then I'm reading everywhere that coming up to menopause, your body doesn't produce certain hormones and does produce others that inhibit weight loss. So that was helpful. What is it? I mean, I'm doing 60. It's a 60 mile an hour road.
What is the point?
He's a boy racer, Isaac. He's got places to be, people to see.
Mentally ill.
Be lucky if he gets there driving like that. This is how you know how old we are, statements like that. And then Darren will say, oh, if he crashes, we're not stopping.
No, don't stop. Just go past.
I agree.
I can't think of anything else to tell you. That's it. Can you think of anything? Isaac's got some of his results back for his exams. He did really well in history, and I was really shocked because it was hard. What'd you get in history?
87.
87 in history. He got 70 something in physics. 77 in Spanish, which is about a 15% drop for a Spanish, but he says it was a hard test. I don't know. We shall see when it comes back. I got 70 in maths, which is good. It's a pass. As long as we're passing maths, that's all we can ask. So he hasn't had a result back that's like...
Yeah, he got 90.
Yeah, he got it. But head sheet is really easy. But yeah, he got 90 in that. You see, Isaac, if you're not sure what to take to GCSE, home economics is an easy pass. Plus you get to cook stuff.
Yeah, but cooking is hard.
Plus you get to probably be in class full of girls. Which you probably don't want to be right now, but...
Think about this.
You
go
might
in
cook 1 pound fish.
to cooking, and you're like, oh yeah, we get to cooking, yeah. And then
What
you
is it,
cook a
mate?
vegetable salad.
What is it? Now I want to hear it. Come on, ladies. Come on, ladies. Very, very good. 1
£1
£1 fish. Very, very nice.
Shall I tell them
£1
the
fish.
saga of my day?
£6, £5, £1
Yeah,
fish.
£6, that's the one.
It's £6, £4, £5.
I know it is. I thought it was £6, £5. I thought he was pointing at different fish and telling you that one's 6, that one's 5, and these ones are 1. But apparently it was £6, £4, £5, £1 fish. Don't know why it amuses me. It does.
It's a guy singing about...
Ooh, did they? Did I miss them?
Just clipped its tail, it's alright, but I didn't get a kill.
Maybe a bird just flew out.
Yeah.
I think it was a little blue tip. It was yellow and blue. Oh, I hope I didn't hit that, did I?
No, you haven't hit it to knock it off anyway.
I flew right out from the hedgerow at the side. Bet that was an expression and a half I pulled down. So tonight in Scouts, Isaac is doing car maintenance. He's done it before, but they're doing it with the Explorer Scouts, which is the older ones, and Isaac gets on quite well with them. So he'll be able to go to Explorers himself next year. I think it's 14 that you get to move up. So, and then he'll move up, and then he'll be like, right, I don't like this, I'm leaving, because they're expecting me to walk too many times. So I'm gonna go. So there's no more waffle. I've lost my train of thought. He started doing this and it's not funny. Can't go see anything at the cinema because Bad Boys, what's it called? Ride for Life. What's it called? Ride for Life? Die for Life? Right. Anyway, whatever it is, the Bad Boys is a 15. I didn't think it would be. What's the other 15 that's on at the minute?
Furiosa.
Yes, Furiosa's a 15. Yep. So obviously they're both films we would have all went to see together, but they're 15s. Borderlands will be a 15 at least. Well, we have a couple of years to wait, I think, unfortunately. It really angers me because, well, I'm not going to say it angers me. It frustrates me that in America you can take your kid to see whatever, it's your choice as a parent. And I mean, I don't see why he can't go see them, but...
Because we've got a bunch of arseholes who think they're making decisions.
BBFC.
If you really wanted to, you could bring your 4-year-old to a movie about like a guy that rips people to shreds with a complete...
Yeah, well, you wouldn't be a very, responsible parent. Then again, taking your child to a rock concert, what an irresponsible parent I am. That lecture from the woman about Crash Test Dummies, probably one of the most sedate bands. I can't see anybody getting up to much debauchery that night, you know what I mean? But yeah, it's just a shame. Over here, what's really frustrating us at the minute here is that every single gig that comes is coming to a place called the Limelight, who have several different, like Rock City in Nottingham will have several different rooms for different sized bands. Then there's another place called Voodoo, and then there's another one called the Telegraph Building. Anyway,
the newly refurbished Mandela Hall.
They're all bars. So basically, every single band that comes is 18 plus.
If Motionless in White came there, I would literally...
Isaac, Motionless in White on the tour, I checked, no, they're not coming here, but I checked, it's 14 plus on their tour.
That's what they
Everywhere, and I mean normal, like, big arenas. You have to be 14 and you have to show proof.
I told him that as well.
So it's been kids coming up Isaac's age that want to go to their first gigs, that want to experience these bands, can't, because and then people say things like go to Wacken.
So why can't you go to Wacken?
Well, that's affordable for 3 people to do, so a 13-year-old can see a band, isn't it?
We'll just pop over to Wacken.
If we could afford to go to Wacken. It's a festival in Germany, rock festival. We do intend some year to do Download.
That would be awesome.
When it gets... now, I have low fuel. I have never been to Download.
I have the feeling.
I'm a bit nervous about the camping aspect because I don't know how I'll cope with it.
That's awesome.
No, Isaac, it's the pains, it's my back and stuff, and I don't reckon I'm going to do really well with that, but I'd like Isaac to experience it.
Well, at the minute, you've got Sepultura with Obituary and Ginger at the Telegraph Building.
Well,
you can't go. But then you've got Cavalera.
What do you mean he can't? Oh, right, and
so
here. Right.
Cavalera, which is the 2 guys from Sepultura that went on their own, are doing the Limelight.
I swear to God.
There's so
Right.
many different bands. I mean, The Darkness played on his birthday.
Yeah,
and I
around
mean,
his birthday. That would
why?
be his first gig as well.
why would you not, what's wrong with The Darkness? But because it's all in like licensed premises, they can't go. It's just wrong. And for us to go to download would cost quite a bit of money.
That's actually so serious.
Yeah, price tickets plus like 300 quid for flights.
I'm just worried about the whole camping aspect of it. I don't know. We'll look into it. And Rockfit have a big presence at it every year, and it would be really nice to go and.
I don't think you would do a bloody rock fit. Would you?
No, but I would like to meet some of the people that do Rockfit.
But then again, if we're going to fly to East Midlands, may as well fly to Europe and go somewhere warm for camping, like Barcelona, something like that.
Chicken salad.
Okay, a bit
'Cause
nervous going.
it's not going to be any more expensive than flying to bloody East Midlands.
Well,
And
anyway,
tickets are cheap for the festival as well.
we want to do something at some stage like that with a decent, a decent lineup. But then again, what I would say is a decent lineup and what Isaac would say is a decent lineup
This
are two
year's
very
download
different
is
things.
garbage.
Oh, it's actually open today.
Right, I'm gonna get off because I've just arrived at Scouts and the car park's chocker. I shall catch up with you guys later. Good evening, folks. 'Tis Saturday. Saturday 20 to 6. Hopefully, I think I've left enough time. I'm taking myself into the cinema. TV is shocking tonight. There's probably going to be some football on. Darren can watch at home. Isaac's gaming. I've been in all day. I am bored senseless. So I'm going to go see. Shyamalan's daughter has directed her first movie. I think it's called Watchers here, and it's called Watched in America, or the other way around. So it's not getting the best of reviews, and it's got a 5.8 on IMDb. These houses are massive. I can't get over how big they are. They're really nice as well. I'd love a nice big house. Our house is teeny tiny. So I thought, you know what? I can't remember the last time I took myself to the cinema. Actually, I can. It was immaculate. But the problem is we can't go as a family at the minute because everything's 15, and if it's not 15 we've seen it. So apart from Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, but none of us are like desperate to see that. This is a horror, so I like to check out new horror. I washed my hair today. It is a bit like a lot of the orange came out, but it's still orange, so we're happy. Got a rock fit done. I did not sleep one wink that reminds me I best switch my alarm off on my phone. My tablet alarm will be going off in the middle of this film. I bet I forget. So today I got up early. I didn't sleep all night because I forgot to take my... It's not a sleeping tablet, it's called amitriptyline, and it's a muscle relaxant which aids with sleep. But if I don't take it, I don't sleep at all. I don't like sleeping tablets. The doctor tried me on 2 weeks worth of them a few years ago, and that feeling of just not being aware that you've fallen to sleep and all of a sudden it's morning, I hated it. And because Darren, so this is just going to be a bit glary guys, apologies, because Darren is such a heavy sleeper, I don't feel comfortable with us both being really heavy sleepers in case something would happen, in case Isaac was ill. I don't want us both to be, so I just, sleeping tablets aren't for me. Amitriptyline is just a muscle relaxant that helps. Like when I lie down in bed at night, that's when all the pain goes, hello, here I am. So that's mainly what it's for. So I got up early, they went to jiu-jitsu, I did my rock fit, not quite as enthusiastically as usual because I'm tired. Looked into my dad's car insurance. He's had his annual premium renewal and it's gone up by like 150 quid, and it's like, that's ridiculous. And I'm looking into it. We took it away and I says, I'll get you some quotes and then we'll see about seeing if we can, if we get a cheaper quote, we'll see if we can get your existing to lower it. And I'm looking at his paperwork. He hasn't got his car down as being adapted. Now obviously the seats have been removed, A winch has been fitted, wheelchair brackets have been fitted, a hoist has been fitted, and he has not got that on his insurance policy. Also, he has got on his insurance policy that his car is on the driveway. No. You see when I pull up at my parents', it's like parked in a space out. Now, it is a private car park for residents, but it's not a driveway. And I'm trying to explain to my dad, if anything happens, your insurance is void. And he doesn't seem to want to hear me. He thinks I'm like an overreactionary. And I'm like, if you have an accident, they hire people. Darren's brother Richard is one of them, actually. He's been doing it since he left school. They hire people to find reasons to not pay out on insurance. And if you haven't told them that you're driving an adapted vehicle, and if you've stated that it's parked somewhere that it isn't parked, your insurance is void. So I have to have a chat with him tomorrow about all of that. I've told him about the driveway thing and he didn't seem remotely arsed. But when I tell him about, you can, you know, when it comes to, there's a slurry tank in front of me turning the corner, and it's what am I? I'm not even at 5 mile an hour. That's how long it's taking. I was gonna say. So yeah, I looked into that today. I'll have to speak to him about that when I'm in tomorrow. He has got national breakdown call out, which he doesn't need, and he's broken down once, and he called me out. And then he hired John Leonard, a local mechanic, to get someone to tow him, even though he's got breakdown cover. So I'm looking at getting the adaption changed, getting the driveway changed, getting the breakdown cover removed, and see if we can, what the premium is then. We shall see. But just, it's ridiculous how much they're putting prices up. Or they did that with our contents house insurance, massive hike up. They just stick these things in that people don't need. And my dad's insurance is fully come as well, and that car's a shit heap. I'd be paying third party fire and theft if it was me personally, but there you go. What else can I tell you? Loads of admin for Scouts today. Like payments coming in for that weekend. Then there's 2 lots of stuff that there was a walk to the Gobbins Cliff Walk which didn't go ahead because the person that should have booked it didn't, and there was a canoe weekend which didn't go ahead because they couldn't get enough trained leaders and boats. So people had, like, some people had paid for it, some people hadn't. They're wanting to transfer their payments to other stuff. I have to go to the treasurer, get a list of who's paid for what, go to this guy. It's a fucking pain in the arse. If I was doing all of it, it would be dead easy, because I know who's paid. I would be the one people would be coming to say, can you transfer my payment from this to this? I would be the one that could refund payments. Plus, the Scouts, this is good, the Scouts applied for a grant towards the cost of the summer camp, which, if you remember, was £500, which I was actually quite surprised it was that high. They got the grant, so it's lowered the cost to £350 per Scout, so it's lessened it by £150, which is great. But a few people have already paid over that, so they need refunding. And it's like, I'm going from the treasurer to the leaders of different divisions of Scouts, and they're saying, oh, well, can you ask this? And he's saying, can you tell this? And I'm this fucking go-between. And then we've got parents telling Scout leaders, oh, can you transfer my payment from this to this? And then they're not telling me. I'm chasing people for payments that, it's just a big fucking mess. And really, it needs one person to deal with it. And it's not a lot to deal with it. But like my dad said, he says, do not get involved with anything where you have access to money. He says, because if anything goes wrong, you're the one the finger will be pointed at, and you know he's right. But people keep contacting the Scout leaders about what to do with their payments instead of me, when I'm meant to be doing the admin, and it's a pain in the arse. And no offence to the guys that are doing it, but they couldn't organise a fucking piss up in a brewery. And, you know, they don't tell me, oh, well, this payment that this person made for this cancelled thing, has been transferred over to this. Meanwhile, I'm chasing that person for a payment, thinking that the cancelled things be refunded back to them by the treasurer. So there's like 4 different people with their fingers in the same pie. It's just madness. So my phone was pinging all day. I thought I was popular. It was fucking Scout emails. So he's got 2 more Scout things before they break up for summer. There is a barbecue on Friday coming, and then the following Saturday, as in a week later, there is water ski taster. Not entirely happy about that. If I can get myself roped into helping that day, I shall be doing it so I can keep an eye on what the fuck's going on. I don't like when Isaac does water activities because he is not a strong swimmer. He can barely swim actually. He tells me he can. He can at a push do a breadth of the pool, and even at that I think he keeps his head down when he does it. He says to me he can swim properly now. My arse. God, I hope it's not loads of people at Tesco. I have to stop at Tesco before the cinema to get some Pepsi Max because I'm all out. I got some new sports bras delivered today. I'm really hoping they fit okay. They're like zip front. Because when I'm like doing rock fit, I need several to be able to obviously wash and change, and you know, there was a 3-pack I bought off Amazon, which someone recommended to me that does rock fit as well, so fingers crossed that fits. I'm gonna go get measured for the very first time in my life for a bra. I know this is probably TMI and not interesting, but I have never been measured for a bra in my life. I thought I knew my bra size. I know I'm completely wrong because I have been, after having watched enough programs about how to measure yourself right, I've been going too high in the back and too low in the cup. So I've been like going 40, like E, 40D, but it's not. I didn't realise you're supposed to, when you get a new bra, this is educational for you, if you're a male especially. If when you get a new bra, you're meant to fasten it on the loosest, yes, the loosest one. Now I didn't, it maybe sounds really stupid, but I didn't know that. The reason you've got separate fasteners is so that when the bra's washed and it sort of like gives a little bit, you can put it onto the tightener ones. Muggins here didn't know that. So, and also it should feel, actually you should be able to feel it. It should feel a little bit restrictive around your middle. Mine never does. I always do it so that it's on the tightest one, and I can still get not even just a finger, and I can get like multiple fingers in underneath the band. And you're not supposed to be, basically your shoulder straps should not be holding the weight of your bosom. Mine does. So I'm going too high. I think I need to come down to, well, I'll measure myself, maybe a 38, and then go up in the cup size. But I've decided that I don't want to pay the money, because if I get measured, obviously the bra is going to be more expensive than I would normally buy. I'm a, you know, get one out of the supermarket, it'll do rightly kind of people. I've never bought myself an expensive bra, but if I get measured I'll get a decent one. But I want to wait until I've lost a little bit more weight first, because I know that will affect the sizing. Honestly, I'm sure that was interesting for you. I was laughing. I was watching Suze's. I occasionally link her at the end of my videos. If you like vlogs, check them out. They're brilliant. Last week, and I'm complaining something shocking about bras and bra shopping, and that's exactly what was in her vlog. She was bra shopping and talking about how bloody miserable a thing it is to have to do. But she was stood in the shop. I love how she didn't give a shit. She was stood in the shop, and she propped the phone on, like, it must have been on the, you know, the rail or something. Another thing I really like. And she's like getting the bra and she's like holding it up, and I'm like, geez, I would be mortified to do that in a shop. I just don't like people looking at me, and I'm sure they're not looking at me. I'm sure they've lots more to be looking at, but I'm like, if I do that, people's going to be looking at me. But she stood there with a bra doing this. So So hopefully suits your bra fit, and it was a good fit. But I'm gonna wait and be measured when I need to get the minimum amount more weight I need off is 2 stone, and at that I wouldn't be 100% happy, but I'd be like kind of roughly where I was when I last went to Florida, which in all honesty, if I was to be a healthy weight, like for my height and stuff, I don't just need 2 stone off, I need 4 off. But it's been so long since I've been that weight. You know, I am on the curvier side, and I think even at my best I am still on the curvier side. It's just my makeup. Yeah, right, I'm waffling about all sorts now. I'm gonna go, guys. I'm going to Tesco to get a few bits, then I'm going to see this film. I'll let you know at the end if it's any good. Give you a rough idea what it's about, because to be honest with you guys, I have no idea what it's even about. I know it's set in Ireland and Shyamalan's daughter directs it. And Dakota Fanning's in it. That's all I know. I will probably do like a more detailed review for my main channel if you want any more info. But yeah, I'll switch you off, guys. I'll speak to you later. Empty screen so far, folks. Right, guys, I'm out. Get a load of this. Get a load of this video. Cinematic. You know what? I've just discovered this is my new phone. It's only day 2. It's only the first day I've properly used it. And it's got cinematic mode, and I'm loving it. It's almost like having a filter over your face. It blurs out the background and it seems to like smooth this. I don't know what it does, but I'm liking it. It's flattering, so it's probably going to be using an absolute load of memory, so I might not use it very much. I just thought I'd put it on to let you see, because I think it's quite impressive. So should I continue to record? We'll continue to record in this. I don't know how much it's using. So The Watched. It's called different things in different places. I really enjoyed it. It's an Irish horror folk story, folk horror, Irish, whatever way around you want to put that. It has John Lynch, which I didn't know, and I was over the moon to see. I like to go into movies as completely blind as I can. The Irish actress with the long white hair that's in it, so pleased to see her getting such a central role. Want to see her get more work because she's a really good actress. Dakota Fanning, is it Fanning or Johnson? Fanning. Johnson's the 50 Shades one, isn't it? She was really good. I would have liked to have seen a young Irish actress in the role, given that it was set in Ireland and the rest of the cast were Irish, but what can you do? Yeah, thoroughly enjoyed it. I went in having no idea about storyline other than these people in it were being watched by watchers. That's all I knew. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. I would encourage you, if you watch it, don't look any more into it. It's like that thing with Old, but Shyamalan's movie Old. Am I sideways? When it came out, everybody seemed to hate it, and I really enjoyed it. I know a lot of people aren't liking this one, and I really, it's a 4 out of 5 for me. I did a review, didn't really go into detail about story and that either, so don't worry, no spoilers. If you want to check it out, it will be going up on the channel. But yeah, big thumbs up for The Watched. 4 out of 5 from me. So I'm on my way home. It's 8:30. Weird thing happened. If you know me in real life, IRL, which is very few people, you will know, or if you've watched me for quite some time, you will know that this is just a weird coincidence that I'm telling you. I had a best friend for 30 years called Raymond, who was more like a brother to me. And various things happened over life, and you know, the friendship came to an end. You know, if you know me, you'll know why. I don't have any sense of bitterness anymore or anything like that. It's just one of those things. The friendship run its course. But anyway, I was going to Tesco tonight just before I went to the cinema. And as I was entering Tesco, and I have no idea why I thought this, but as I was about to go through the door of Tesco, it just popped in my mind from nowhere, you know, one of these days I'm going to run face first into Raymond, and neither of us is going to know what to do or say. Who was walking out Tesco's door as I was walking in? Raymond. No, we did not speak to each other. He didn't see me. If he did, he blanked me. But knowing Raymond as well as I do, now Darren says, nah, he probably couldn't have not seen you. But if he's watching this, Darren, you will agree, you do like to see the worst in people at all times. Raymond is one of these people, if he sees someone, anytime I went anywhere with him and you wouldn't want to run into someone and they were anywhere near, and you'd like, Raymond, don't pretend you haven't seen them, don't look at them. He has a complete incapability of playing it cool and looking like he hasn't seen someone, and he'll be like this. And if he's not looking, he'll be like this. He's just so, he can't not let on he's seen someone if he's seen them. He just can't do it. And there's no way he could walk past me that closely, having seen me, and not look awkward. He couldn't do it. Darren's, I told Darren, I thought it was really weird that thought had been in my mind, and then there he was, literally 10 seconds after I'd had the thought. And Darren said, nah, well, you know, maybe he's just got used to blinking people. You haven't, like, known him for a few years now. I think when you know a person, you know, and their actions, you know, their behaviours, you kind of know them. So I don't think he's seen me, but if he did see me, he blanked me, which is quite sad. You know, I'm not saying I want the friendship back or anything. It was my decision I got tired of making effort in a friendship that wasn't making effort back, and as I've said before, he married someone that didn't want him having female friends. One of his female friends, she actually banned him from seeing, wasn't allowed to see her at all, and with me, she just like, I remember when I first met her, now given that Raymond was like my brother and I'd known him for 30 years, she gave me permission to ask him to, like, if I wanted to do something. I'm thinking, why are you giving me permission to see my best mate that you've been dating for 2 weeks? But that should have been an eye-opener. She just did everything that she could do to make it that I could never see him, and I was going periods of a year and a half and not seeing my best friend, and because he'd let me down really badly in the past with his previous partner, similar thing, he didn't go to my wedding because of, he's one of these people, I'm going on a tangent now, he's one of these people that whatever his girlfriend, partner, wife wants is what happens, and he would never put his foot down and say, no, actually that's unfair, this is my friend and I'm going to see them. He will put the girlfriend first, and he's always been the same for as long as I've known him, and he admitted that himself. And the last time he did it on me, he said he was really ashamed at how he treated me, and he was so apologetic and so sorry, and he couldn't forgive himself, and then he went and did it again, which is why the friendship ended. Unfortunately, again, if you've been watching my vlog, you will know his wife passed away, which nobody wants. You know, I wasn't a fan of her, but you know, it was a horrible thing, and it sort of puts things in perspective in that, you know, I don't wish them any malice or anything. Well, she's not here to wish malice. I don't wish him any malice. He let me down badly on several occasions, but you'd like to think that you could walk past each other in the street and just say hello and walk on and get on with your day, not just completely ignore a person. I don't know if he saw me or not, but it's sad. It's sad that you can spend that amount of time of your life with a person and it's just gone, isn't it? But as you get older, you learn. You know, you sort of mature, and I think what I've learned from that is, I've always been, my best friend Kelly will attest to this if she's watching, if I think a person's being a dick, I'm going to tell them they're being a dick, and I've lost friendships over it. If I think a friend is being really unfair to someone else, I will tell them. If I think they're talking out of their arse, I will tell them. I don't believe in unfairness, and I don't believe in being biased towards a person's behaviour just because they're your friend or your relative or whatever. But something as I've got older I have learned is chill a bit. You know, now I wish I hadn't made the decision I made, and I wish I had just stepped back and let things go. Yes, I felt let down. Yes, he was a really poor friend at that point. He shouldn't. There's my space to get round, taken by that dick. Right, why is he throwing his brakes on now? This guy in front of us on this road doing about 30 and a 60, and he keeps throwing his brakes on. I don't know why. Yeah, I just wish I had took a step back, even though I know that what he was doing was not right and what she was doing was not right, and she wasn't a very nice person. That was felt universally by most people that met her, that knew him. But I wish I'd taken a step back as a close friend and then been there for him when that all happened. You know, I wish that I was able to offer that support at that time in his life. And, you know, now that I'm a bit older, and, you know, it sounds weird, it's only a few years ago, but I think certain people, like in my life that I've lost as friends, were never really friends to start with. You know, you sort of discover when you go through stuff in life, when stuff happens, like when I got fibro, when I got ill and couldn't go out and do stuff and socialise, and, you know, Kelly is like the one friend that's been there through thick and thin, and her partner Dave. I have other friends that I still know from back then, but Kelly's really, you know, she'd be the, you know, my closest friend. I don't use the word friend very lightly, but I've just completely lost the tangent of what I'm saying. Yeah, I think I don't regret decisions I made previously with other people, because like I say, they weren't friends, they were just either taking advantage of people's kind nature, whether it be mine or other people's. They were manipulating people, they were lying to people. I can't be friends with people that tell packs of lies. I can't be doing with it. I can't pretend and nod along when someone's, as Darren always says, when you're a liar you forget your own lies. And you know, sometimes people will tell a lie and then they'll forget what they've told to who, and then they'll tell another one, and it's like, hang on, you know, and then you catch people out in big lies, not little white ones. And I don't regret any of those decisions, but I do regret not taking a step back with regards to Raymond and Sarah, and being able to be there to help him pick up the pieces after. That is something I regret. It's not something I can change, it's not something I intend to change. I'm not going to flog a dead horse. I just feel that it's a lot of my life, that a lot of years of friendship just gone. And I know it was his poor friendship that caused it. I just wish, you know, I can be very rash as a person, and I just wish I didn't have that rashness sometimes. And in that case, I wish I had had the maturity to just step back. But you live and you learn, folks. If you can learn anything from that, apply it to your own life. But it's just sad, like, since it's all happened, I haven't actually seen him, but tonight was the first time I physically saw him since it all happened, and I just feel sad. What can you say? But anyway, what's done's done. I suppose you grow, you get older, you learn, you mature, and I need to stop being so fucking rash, and you know what I mean? Well, that was a bit philosophical and deep, wasn't it? That wasn't meant to go there. That was meant to be me telling you that I saw Raymond after 10 seconds after I thought, you know what, I bet I run into it, and I did. And I don't know why I would think that and why it would happen. It was just such a weird coincidence that it happened. But then I'm sort of left with that sadness. Yeah, nothing really more to say. So I'm almost home. I've waffled all the way home to you guys. Whee! Little willy wagtail going across the road there. That's 2 birds I've nearly hit in the last couple of days. So thank you for watching thus far, guys. I'll tell you what, actually, I'll sign you off now, because tomorrow all we'll be doing, this is wobbling all over the place, all we'll be doing is going into my mum's, so there'll be nothing really, there'll be just me waffling in the car again. So I'll sign you off now, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you have, thank you so much for the waffle, or listening to the waffle, being my company. I don't really talk to Darren about this because he's got quite harsh opinions when it comes to Raymond, and he just thinks that my life's better with him not in it. I think he's quite protective in the sense that he's seen how badly I got hurt, and he's like, well, fuck him, and that's his opinion, but it still doesn't stop me. I don't really talk to him about it, so you're my sounding board. Yeah. Sometimes you just want to talk and not get an answer, you know what I mean? So what, have you learned anything about yourself as you've got older, as the years have progressed? Is there anything that you wish you'd done differently growing up? Is there, you know, like things like, I wish I didn't obsessively worry about things that me worrying about aren't going to change, would be one of my things. And I wish I just wasn't so rash about everything. I mean, I am like that about everything you can think of. A fucking farmer. There's a farmer up here, and he keeps putting, like, out onto the single lane of this road, he keeps putting a big plastic barrier with a workman's luminous things that they wear, so that you have to go on to the other side of the road, purely because he wants to be able to drive in and out of his field and his tractor onto the road. So he blocks the whole road off for the whole evening, and I don't know who the hell he thinks he is. Anyway, there's me getting cross. So yes, calm down, Lisa. Right, I'm almost home. I shall catch up with you guys next week. This is me signing off for this week. Thank you